Icelandic old school death metal band Narthraal, and yeah, we play old school death metal. I'm Victor, the singer. This over here is Tony, the rhythm guitarist, Birgir, lead guitarist, and Jonas on drums. And we're gonna make some noise. So there you have it, Baptized in Blood by Narthraal.
All right, so you guys just played a couple of tunes for us. Tell us a little bit about your band.
Well, we've been playing since 2012. We actually started
after we met at Wacken Open Air, me and Tony, the guitarist, and we just decided to form a band. I had been heavily inspired by Bloodbath from Sweden, one of my all-time favorite bands, and I thought to myself, I always wanted to play that kind of music, you know? So, yeah, I called this guy up and we decided to go for it. And play some death metal.
And so you guys didn't know each other before you met at the festival?
Not really, no.
No, but you guys met in like that, you said the Scandinavian camp or the Iceland camp? Or
Yeah, the Icelandic camp.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a small country. I would think all the metalheads would know each other.
Yeah, you'd think that.
When they're actually there's the people that I just said like hi to like just last year that I've known of their existence for like 10 years.
Yeah.
Just said to them, oh, like I've known you for like this long time. Just finally gonna shake your hand. But yeah.
Yeah.
We're not very, personal people here in Iceland.
No.
So not everyone, even though you know, you don't know.
We don't really have a concept of neighbors here in Iceland. There's just the wank in the building next door.
The dick next door.
and the cousin that you shouldn't marry, right?
Yeah, that's all good tradition.
No, we were talking about this. I was talking to the guest about this the other day. Somebody was telling me about there's an app.
Oh yeah, of course, Icelandic book.
Tell us about this.
It was actually just a joke on some of your many talk shows where they basically made this fake advertisement for the app called Icelandic book. And they said basically the slogan was Icelandic book because nobody wants to have a baby with her sister.
So it's not real.
Well, the app is real, but we don't really use it.
Purpose.
It's more just to like check out like just general connection between people, not
genealogy.
exactly with
Yeah,
the person you're gonna stick it in.
Genealogy. Yeah.
We Icelandic, we don't care if they're related or not. We just do it.
I mean, hey, one of our like most important Icelanders of all time, he married his second cousin,
Beautiful. Who?
Jón Sigurðsson.
Our president.
Yep, same grandmother married her.
I did not know that.
This is a small country.
It's a very small country.
330,000 maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like 357 and 50.
Yeah, counting the foreigners live here as well.
Counting foreigners.
AKU.
Okay. So how do you feel about people moving here?
I mean, it's good, as long as they put a little effort.
You like
into
it, right?
I don't care, like it's not my doesn't bother me. I guess.
Yeah.
It's all cool as long as they at least put a little effort in learning at least English so they can communicate.
Yeah. Okay. Icelandic is very difficult.
Yeah, it's one of the hardest languages.
Yeah, there's actually lessons now for the foreigners in my work.
Well, I see.
Yeah, so they take like, I don't know, 2 times a week, just a few hours to learn some basic Icelandic so they're more communicatable. Then, of course, the rest of the weekday they just talk to each other in Polish.
Okay.
But still, I think they're learning.
Yeah, we at the rental car place, we met some Polish guys that were all working there, and they said that they could just make more money here.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh yeah.
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 They all loved Behemoth.
Of course.
Yeah.
They're awesome. Well, it used to be until those 2 last albums. They suck ass.
Satan's wasn't that bad.
Oh, I hated it. I hated those 2 last albums so much.
Was that the better option?
Well, we have some other great Polish bands instead.
Decapitated.
I love it.
Yeah, Decapitated is
Vader.
Mukva are coming here in June to perform at Ascension Festival. It's like a black metal festival.
No, not anymore.
More or less.
It's now mixed with death metal too, I think.
Yeah,
Barely.
So it's basically
Like maybe 2 death metal bands, I think.
yeah, it's still pretty much a black metal festival. It used to be called Oration and it used to be held in February.
You guys have a lot of festivals here.
Yeah, that's actually really. We have Ascension, we have Reykjavik Metal Fest, we have Ísaflög, the biggest one.
Flight of the Testicles.
Yeah, Flight of the Testicles, that's correct. We have Norðapunk, we have Doomsember, and we have the Antichrist Festival. So yeah, that's 7.
Did you say the Antichrist?
Antichrist.
Antichrist.
It's celebrated on the shortest day of the year, like 21st or 22nd. And it was originally like formed just as a protest because the government spent way too much money for our 1,000-year celebration with Christ.
Okay.
So many things I'm learning.
Yeah.
You didn't know that?
I did not know.
Yeah, so, how do you guys, so you guys have the crucifix on your flag. Most of the Scandinavian countries do.
I think all of them.
Yeah.
Not Greenland, that's the only one.
But Greenland is part of Denmark, right?
Well,
Do they even have, they have their own flag, I guess.
They have their own flag. It's like...
It's red and white, the circle thing. The circle, it's like a sun, half white, half yellow, red.
Like
I should know, my son is half Greenland. So.
A more abstract version of the Japanese, I think.
Kinda, yeah. You say that. Like if a Japanese had some seal sushi, and stuff to draw a flag.
All the other countries only have the same like form for the flags.
We are very Christian people.
All hail the mighty Christ, yeah.
So, would you say that metal is the most popular form of music in Iceland?
No.
Definitely not, but it's more popular here than in many other places.
Yeah, it's like this mumble rapper crap. And
Mumble
stuff.
rapper.
I don't know what that. I don't know. Just,
Like Travis Scott?
I don't know, man.
He's from Houston, too.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I don't know what those dudes are called.
Like those.
They're like tattooed
what
in
I-
the face.
What I like to call like frog rapping. They go like
Frog.
rip it. That's basically the song.
But yeah, we are more poppy than.
But it's kind of
Yeah.
weird though, because the most popular bands in Iceland and artists and all that, they don't really get attention outside of Iceland. Then we actually might have maybe a few metal rock bands.
Solstafis.
Skalmöld, Vintage Caravan.
Yeah, Vintage Caravan is doing really good. They're actually playing at Wacker.
Oh, really?
For their 3rd time, I think.
That's well done.
They were part of the Christmas calendar reveal.
And then there's the more electronic stuff. In fact, I think it was just announced just a few days ago that the BDSM anti-capitalist electronic group Hatari is going to perform at
Yes.
the competition for Eurovision here in Iceland.
So, BDSM, anti-capitalist electronic band.
Industrial
Industrial.
electronic, I think.
Okay, so like kind of like
His name is
KMFDM
Behavior.
kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, just
okay.
like
Perturbator?
imagine Perturbed. Now I don't think it's similar to Perturbed.
I don't know, I don't listen to either of them. I just like old school metal. That's the only thing I listen to.
That's true.
Yeah, we're very excited to go to Stockholm this fall, I believe.
Yeah,
To finally see the first reunion gig of Dismember in what, like 10 years or something.
That's exciting.
It's gonna be awesome.
Nice.
Greatest band in the world.
No argument.
Yeah, I don't feel like arguing.
That's good news. It doesn't become you either. I'm gonna steal one and do it here because I'm a nice person.
Does Texas have anti-smoking laws in their TV series? You can still smoke in television, right?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, you just can't advertise the brand.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
I mean, the old Superman movies, they were like heavily sponsored by Marlboro. Apparently.
Yeah, they were.
Wait, the one with Christopher Reeve?
Yeah. Yeah.
There was like this big, huge Marlboro truck.
Well, it probably can't. It can't top the advertisement in Man of Steel. That was terrible.
Which one was that?
Man of Steel, like the one before Batman vs Superman.
I know the movie, but what advertisement?
I can't count them. I don't know these brands.
Oh, I see.
This is what audience like to hear.
Yeah. Anyways,
It's okay.
back to Narthraal, maybe?
Just show.
This will all be cut out.
Great.
Cut, action!
You can Google it if you want.
Don't even.
No, let's look at some memes, man.
Let's look for some memes.
Chowderhead.
So, Jonas showed us some videos of you guys playing, and you performed in Harpa.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was awesome, but it was also nerve-wracking, you know?
I mean, for those that don't know, that is the national performance hall of Iceland, right?
Yeah, it's basically our Coliseum.
It was a glorious gig.
Yeah, it was really great. Like, we had been practicing for a week, maybe, because I was abroad for studying.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and it was a competition.
Yeah, it was for the Wacken Metal Battle.
Yeah, so they're having a Wacken metal battle in Houston.
Yeah.
And the place is about as nice. Actually, this place is nicer than the place that they're having this battle.
Actually,
I'm not saying that this place is bad. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying this place is nicer than the place that the Houston Wacken metal battles.
I actually believe I met one of the guys that's in charge of the Wacken Metal Battle in Houston.
Okay.
I don't remember his name exactly. I met him at Wacken. He was one of the judges for the competition. Pretty cool guy.
I wonder if I know. I wonder if I know him.
What?
I said I wonder if I know him.
Don't you Texans know each other?
There are 7 million people in the Houston area.
Details.
do all Icelanders know each other?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's this jerk, this butthead.
It's the same.
Yeah,
it's the same. There's just more of us.
Yeah. That's why you probably own us in a war.
War. Does Iceland have a military?
No. The only connection within the military that we have is NATO.
Okay. Yeah. Which our wonderful president wants to eliminate.
Yeah. Charming man.
Charming man. That's very nice of you to say. He would agree.
Yes, he would definitely agree.
Maybe even tweet about it.
Who?
What?
What man?
The president.
Yeah, he tweeted about it. Yeah.
President of
Trump.
Fuck him.
Yeah.
He's funny, but he is not nice.
Yeah, this is
not nice as a president.
This is.
He would be awesome president if this life was a movie.
Yeah,
it was a movie.
Basically, if the presidency were like a sitcom, it should have been cancelled years ago.
But I want Terry Crews.
Yeah, Terry Crews for president. Hell yeah.
Terry Crews for world president.
Exactly.
Actual Terry Crews, yes, not what was it, Camacho?
Yeah, Camacho. Yeah, democracy.
Yeah. Actual
Preferably not Tim.
Terry Crews himself is a cool guy, but
yeah, he's awesome.
He is funny.
I don't want President Camacho.
President Camacho.
You already have one.
They have similar hair.
Yeah.
Nice hair.
Oh, it's so sad. It's so sad. So, I don't want to get too political, but like, I'm just curious. This is interesting to me. When we had President Obama, how was the United States seen by Icelanders then compared to how it's seen now?
Well, the general consensus on Icelanders with Obama is pretty positive. And that's definitely not about Trump.
Okay.
Like, Hillary is actually in a lower opinion, I guess, than Obama, but not as bad as Trump or many other Republicans.
She's worse than Trump.
Actually,
I'm a cunt.
I would say that we actually just
cut that out.
we thought that Trump and Hillary was like, there's no lesser of two evils, just two very bad evils,
The other evil is on the table. The other one is like behind the scenes. No one knows what's going on.
Yeah, what was it Joe Rogan said? It was like, we have this old dude that hates money, and then we have this old woman that wants to get back at her husband for a blowjob he got in the 80s.
Yeah.
And then, of course, they have a guy with so much fake hair that every time he does it, we lose a layer of the ozone. And then a polar bear bursts into flames.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there actually was a record last election, just how many votes the third elect got. Gary Johnson from the Libertarian parties.
Ooh, I'm not very political, so.
He's a doofus but harmless, I guess.
I guess.
We let the owners take care of the political side of the town.
He didn't affect the vote that much.
Well, of course, it didn't affect, like, he's a third party.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we don't have a parliamentary system. You know.
Yeah.
It's
just a two-party system. You guys need to fix that.
I'm trying.
Maybe that
and
chick from Hawaii can be president. I liked her.
Who is it?
That chick from Hawaii. I don't know her name.
Chick from Hawaii.
Some young senator woman. She was quite nice. I don't remember her name.
Like for the 2016 election.
From that 2020.
Oh. You're not talking about Oprah.
No.
She's
I'm
not
talking
from
about
Hawaii.
Hawaii.
She could be from Hawaii if she wants to, man.
She's from Illinois.
She's from Illinois.
No, Indiana actually, but Illinois. They're right next to each other.
Yeah, it's America, man.
Yeah.
But no, I personally didn't. I don't change my views for America because of Trump.
Yeah.
It didn't change. It's just so weird that it actually happened. It's just weird. And then you sit here in Iceland thinking about our political crap. Like, okay, that's not so weird. So it's just as fucking corrupted here as it is there, and weird.
Yeah, the only difference is that in America it's on a much grander scale. So
yeah, like when we fuck up, we tend to just fuck up with our people.
Yeah, we don't
America,
screw over the entire fucking world, you know?
Yeah.
Because you can. Because you're powerful.
Yeah.
We're just small. We just fuck up our own people.
Yeah. When we fuck up, it's like a fart in the wind.
Well,
isn't that like a more peaceful way to be though?
Yeah, I guess.
Like you don't have to worry about it so much. Like, you know, we have like the Russians over here and the Chinese over here trying to undermine, and then our own government, people from the inside. Everybody's trying to. They all have their own motives and.
Yeah, all of them have their own motives, but suspiciously enough, most of them have the same agenda.
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah.
My mom.
I was kind of upset when I read that they just passed a new law that basically bans the boycotting of Israeli products in America.
There was a teacher in Texas, outside of Austin, which is the state capital of Texas, who was from Palestine, and she had been a teacher or a teacher's aide working with special needs students, like students with autism and stuff like that. And her contract, she had to sign a contract every year. And this past school year, they added into her contract that she wouldn't boycott Israel or any Israeli products. What? And she's like, I'm Palestinian. I will, I can't sign this. And they said, well, if you won't sign it, then you're not working here anymore. And
it's a sad thing.
Yeah,
terrible.
It is terrible.
Anyways, Devil's Death Metal.
Yeah.
What he said. Back to the topic at hand.
Death metal. Yeah, man. So you guys play old school stuff. You're excited to go see Dismember?
Yeah.
In Stockholm. I was pretty excited. Behemoth toured for their most recent album, which you don't like. I love it.
Yeah.
But
everyone has their own opinion. Everyone's allowed that. So.
But At the Gates toured with them, and I had never seen At the Gates.
I actually saw that they got way better review from that gig, the tour that they had with Behemoth. But they had like 5 out of 5 stars, while Behemoth had like 3 out of 5 stars from that tour.
I don't know, man.
People are like, Jesus Christ, At the Gate was so great. But that's because they have Jonas Stahlhammer.
I love that name. Steelhammer. I'm kind of envious.
But yeah, I have to listen to the new album.
Yeah.
I haven't checked it out.
We talking Behemoth or At the Gates?
No, not At the Gate, sorry.
Yeah, it's on Spotify. You guys are on Spotify.
Yep.
Yeah, I
That's
looked.
true.
I looked.
We have something there.
You have everything there, right?
Everything there.
So how does that work as a musician when you submit your album, or does your record label submit the album to them?
It was actually the record label.
Okay.
Inverse Records from Finland.
Okay.
I did it myself though I put it myself on Spotify and iTunes and stuff like that.
Yeah, you
It was the first
Blood
EP.
Citadel, yeah.
I did it myself, but Inverse took care of the rest so far.
So how does that work as a band? Like, so if I listen to your album 100 times, do you get like
0.1 cent, I think? Because Spotify, they love us. They love their musicians. Good for you guys.
Yeah, I read somewhere it's like, at the time this that they did this study, the heavy metal was like the most listened to music on Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
But still, like
The hippity hoppity people, they got way more.
Yeah, the pop musicians and the hip hop artists and all that, they got a lot more of the royalties
From Spotify.
Yeah.
Than the metal people, that's true.
We get looked
But,
over.
for me, as a very little band from Iceland, I don't care. But probably if I was very famous and get like a million hits a week or a day or something, I would be like furious. Give me my money! My money! But
So-
it's a nice platform for small bands.
Yeah, it's very
I
good.
understand the frustration from the bigger bands, the money side of this thing, but no, we don't get anything.
Yeah.
Nothing
No.
for Spotify or anything.
But your record label, they kind of handle that for you, I guess.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And how did they distribute your records?
Well, they put it on most of the platforms, and they, of course, they did the printing of the album as well.
Mhm.
And they sent us some copies, and they distributed around Scandinavia, I think.
Yeah, I think Scandinavia, at least Finland.
Yeah.
And I don't remember this so long ago.
Yeah.
And I have a bad memory.
Yeah, but they basically distributed like 400 copies between some stores in Scandinavia.
And did you guys go out and play some shows in these towns?
Yeah,
No,
actually we
not
did.
those towns.
We did. No, not in Scandinavia. We did have our first tour with our friends from Alchemia, another Icelandic metal / rock band, and we went on tour. 2017 it was.
Mhm.
And we went to. We started out in Poland, then we went to the Czech Republic, and we ended up in Slovakia.
We went to we went back to Poland, didn't we?
Yeah, we went back to Poland, but those were the 3 countries we basically played our gigs at. There were 10 gigs, consecutive gigs, like day after day.
Never again.
Yeah, maybe next time we'll take like 2 or 3 days in between.
Like nobody's gonna show up at a Monday gig.
Not really. We actually had one gig in the Czech Republic, and it was basically just practice. There was no one there.
Well, there was this one guy that really was into it when Alchemia took this Nirvana cover.
Yeah, dude.
Oh.
Wasn't that the bartender?
Probably.
No, I think
you
the
guys did a Nirvana cover.
No,
the
no,
other
Alchemia.
band.
no, we only covered Bloodbath.
Yeah.
That's the only band we've covered so far.
So
Yeah.
far.
So
It's important
far.
to note. Only so far.
You should cover a Dead Horse song.
Yeah.
Not Scottish Hell,
Ah, damn it.
because Entombed's already done that.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter. It's still a great fucking song.
But you haven't heard the rest.
Victor.
When we stop this, I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play you guys something. I'm gonna look through there. They're on Spotify. So
All right.
they did a cover of the B-52's Rock Lobster, which is phenomenal.
Really?
It's
Nice.
yeah, it's really good.
B-52, that's kind of joke band, isn't it?
They're a party band. They're a party
Yeah.
band.
Yeah,
Not a
kinda like-
joke. A party band.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was
I'll give you
basically
that.
the direct translation of what we call those kind of bands in Iceland. We call that like a joke band.
Okay.
Joke band.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I like the B-52s. I like weird stuff too.
Yeah.
I like all kinds of
I think I
things.
like their
You're
song.
like, yeah.
Didn't they have a song in the Flintstones movie? I think I like that.
Maybe.
The one with John Goodman.
Yeah. I think so. I think I remember I like that song.
Yeah.
I just remember there's a weird sounding woman and a dude singing in that band. And they're, like you said, they're like kind of party band. Woohoo!
They're old now. They
Well,
lost
yeah.
a step, but they're still fun.
Yeah. Even if you're old, you can still party.
Right on. Well, is there anything you want to know about Texans or Texas? That
How's the metal scene? Did you ask?
how's the metal scene? Oh man, in Texas or in Houston?
Well, I guess Houston, it would be easier to ask because Texas is so big, so probably have like
Yeah,
Few
each
scenes.
city, yeah, and the cities don't like each other. Like,
really.
mm-mm.
How in what way then? Like the bands? They
No,
don't-
just like Houston and Dallas, the two biggest cities.
Yeah.
If we could be our own countries and go to war with each other, we would.
Well, yeah.
And then San Antonio would jump in probably with Houston, but then Austin would jump in to fight San Antonio.
Okay.
You know,
So you're like with very many little countries.
yeah.
Within not just one state.
Yeah. Well, it is a
But-
huge fucking country, so.
But there is a scene. There is a scene in Houston. There are some bands. Some are better than others. Some have been playing for a long time. There's a band that's getting pretty popular right now called the Oceans of Slumber. I'm not sure if you've heard of them or not.
No.
They're okay. Kind of a power metal kind of thing. But like a lot of the scene is just people going to just see bands that come through town now.
Oh,
know.
okay.
Not
Yeah.
not much of like the local things going on there or what?
No, there's some, but it's not like big like it was in the 90s, you know,
The golden days.
golden days. Yeah.
Best days of metal. Early 90s, late 80s.
Yeah.
It's also weird when I see like this advertisement for like, and this headlining tour, like 5 bands going on a tour together. Mostly because we in Iceland are so accustomed to have a local support always.
Yeah.
And 5 bands in Iceland is probably too much for just one gig.
Yeah, that's a reason for that, because we like, hey, the house opens at 9, the first gig starts at 10, and then the clock is like 1:30. First band's coming on stage! So that's why we don't have more than 3 bands usually, because we don't use time.
No.
We don't
You're
use
right.
time.
We don't use time.
So many bands that come here, foreign bands, they're like, Jesus Christ, it's supposed to start, man. Relax.
Yeah, we're not very as a group. The Icelandic metal hands are like not very punctual.
They're like very slow, very easygoing. So yeah.
So it's like at what time does the gig start? Like 9. Okay, we'll be there at 10.
Then the first band starts at, like I said, 1:30 maybe.
It's a little extreme. It's
Well, yeah,
like
I like to
half
exaggerate
10. Yeah.
At most, but it depends on what place you're gonna get.
Well, yeah.
Our last gig was actually at this really small, all ages place that a friend of mine takes care of, called R1613.
Probably a lot bigger than this. Exactly in size and everything.
Yeah, probably.
It's a basement.
It was.
Yep, it's a basement.
Yeah, it was very small and it was quite funny.
That's
I love these kind of sets. I hate to have those fans between me and the audience. I love jumping into the crowd and play with them. That's my thing.
And the guy is often organizing for some bands to actually come to Iceland, and they just stay there.
Mm-hmm.
For the
in the
night.
basement?
Yeah, just sleep in the basement.
Yeah. It's small.
Small and neat.
It's small and neat.
I played there with two of my bands, Narthraal and CX3. One other band, Morpholith, and we probably have too much equipment to probably get in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's basically. Well, it's almost all this.
It's half of this.
Almost.
Yeah.
Like, the guitarist and bassist have basically refused to perform if they do not have at least 2 amplifiers per person.
And that's not even the shocking part. It's like all the equipment that they have here, that's still only half of their equipment. The rest isn't, guitar pedals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw.
You see this?
pictures.
Yeah.
I saw his.
Here are the huge ass pedalboard cases for Morpholith.
Yeah.
And this is for Narthraal. This little small cute one from Boss.
Victor, you use what? 2 pedals?
A tuner pedal and a
Distortion.
distortion pedal.
Sounds like you're a minimalist.
Yeah. I get by.
I want a minimalist. Well, we kind of are. We just use one pedal. So we just have that old school Swedish death metal sound through our Boss HM2.
Now, is there an old school Icelandic death metal sound?
No, it's more.
There is one actually.
Not sound. They sounded like similar to the Florida scene.
Yeah, true.
Okay. So like Deicide.
Yeah, more in that. I think some band in Iceland to have that Swedish death metal sound. So yeah, I think we're the first band to use it. In death metal, at least.
You could
That
say,
I know of.
You could say that we're kind of like pioneers in that area.
20 years later.
Yeah, 20 years later.
Actually, almost 30.
30.
Yeah.
Jesus.
30 years
That's
later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we have that infamous, much hated pedal Boss HM2 that's only used for this specific sound, like Entombed, Dismember.
It's very muddy, very rough.
Very muddy,
Yeah.
chainsawy.
Then you just pull everything up to 11
Yeah.
on it. That's how we actually get that sound.
Yeah. I love it. It's my favorite sound. I don't like this sterile, generic. I get all like elitist. Like, this is the best sound. This is the sound. But of course, that's just me.
Yeah. So there's one thing I've been meaning to ask.
Yeah.
What would you guys say is like the leading power metal genre? No, heavy metal genre in Houston.
Please don't say metalcore.
No.
Thank you.
We still have a lot of love for death metal. Suffocation just came through on Frank's farewell tour.
Frank, is that the guitarist?
Singer.
This is a singer.
Are they quitting?
He's quitting.
Oh, he's just quitting.
He's quitting.
Okay.
Don't know who they're going to replace him with, but there's some black metal bands around, kind of, trying to be black metal and be underground, but
When I think of it, I don't think I know any. Oh, I know one American black metal band. Oh, come on.
see, I don't even know who that is.
It's like this atmospheric black metal. Very ambient and very nice.
Damn it. I forgot.
I think they are from America.
So would you say that like extreme metal is basically like taking the lead in using?
I mean, it's always been that way. It's always been that way. I mean,
From Portland, Oregon.
Portland. Okay.
Oh, since '95. It's an old band.
Actually, back when I was a teenager, there was this one band from Texas that came and played at this very small venue here in this town, Hafnarfjörður. They were a hardcore punk band called Die Young. You haven't heard about them. They were pretty good.
Die Young.
So many bands.
There's so many bands, yeah.
I've heard that it's almost impossible to get ahead there in the music industry. It's very hard because there's so many people and so much competition.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be true everywhere, though, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess, but
It's
I've always thought, like, imagine how many good bands in America were never discovered.
I was in a couple. They were shitty, actually.
What were they called? If you don't mind me asking.
I was in a band called Shit Seed.
Nice.
We were a shitty metal band, like a shitty metal band. So we were all on different pages. The lead guitarist, he was like he seriously believed that he was the Antichrist.
Wow.
Our bass player was on heroin, and so she was like our Sid Vicious. She just kind of, I'm sorry, she wore like a bra and just kind of leaned up against the amp with the bass. So, and then the drummer was really goofy, and he would go all off rhythm just to fuck up the guitar player.
Oh.
And
mean.
And then I was the singer, but only because on the cassette tape, they recorded the cassette tape. This was in the mid-90s. The guitar player sang on the album, but then realized he couldn't sing and play guitar live. So they were like, Zip, find us a show. I was like, all right, I found a show. Okay, now you're gonna sing for us. I'm like, all right, let's do this. And then that band broke up because like there was some kind of messing around with. There was some kind of like the bass player and the guitarist was messing around and the drummer was jealous, or the other way around.
Band drama.
So that band broke up. And then me and the drummer started another band called Jesus Chrysler.
Brilliant. 10 points just for the name.
So we were just my all-time favorite band is Faith No More. Not a metal band, but they do some metal things here and there.
They're on the edge, like you could say.
Sure. They could do anything. And so that's what we tried to kind of do was that. And it is what it is. That was a long ass time ago.
Fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
So you said the first band was called Shit Seed.
Correct.
I actually
name.
Before when I mentioned that I was in 2.5 bands,
Mm-hmm.
well, the half band is actually another band called Drulla, which in Icelandic it's the Icelandic word for shit.
Oh, it's actually diarrhea.
Well, diarrhea. Yeah. So it's a.
But it can also be mud.
It can also be mud.
Yeah. But in the
means
context, it's diarrhea, and we play what we originally call ourselves a drunken shit punk band.
Kind of like Gigi Allen.
We don't go that far.
Okay.
Nobody should ever go that far. He shouldn't have gone that far.
He went way too far.
Yeah. I believe Joey would say that
The line is done to him.
Yeah. Okay, so just a hair below G.G. Allen.
More like a
Junkies.
cinder block.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
With a wall in between it.
Yeah.
They would like to, but they don't dare.
We wouldn't even like to.
Sure
That's
you
just
would.
sick.
Sure you would.
I mean, how is it now? Like half the band are not have a family.
Thinking about like it's 12 o'clock and I have to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like prick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we can like.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, we can wrap this up.
This next song is basically one of our newest songs. It doesn't have any lyrics yet, so it's basically instrumental at the moment. It's called Inferno. Joke!
Thank